love America, but the Philippines is also great. Philippines.
The Philippines.
The Philippines!
Philippines?
Philippines.
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 What's in the Philippines?
Well, Mr. DeVito, quite a lot. Honestly, I plan to make a video about why I'm mad at the Philippines and why the idea of it being a great beach vacation spot is, well...
Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong.
But when I checked my video archives, I also remembered lots of good stuff about it. You're probably wondering why I went to the Philippines in the first place. Well, I found a super cheap flight, like $300 for a round trip from Europe, so I went for it. I wanted something more intense. I would even say hardcore, and that's exactly what I got. So my very first stop in the Philippines was not Boracay, nor Palawan. Actually, I never got there, not then, not ever. But for some unknown reason, it turned out to be Mayon Volcano in Albay Province. So, after landing in Manila, we hopped on another plane to Bicol Island to catch a glimpse of this famous volcano. Now, you might be wondering why it's so famous, right? Well, first off, it boasts the most ideal shape for a volcano. Oh, there's none quite like it. Standing at nearly 2,500 meters tall, it's a towering presence visible from many cities and towns in Albay Province. Apparently, at the time of planning that trip, that information, a good stock picture, and the fact that it's depicted on the 100 peso banknote were enough to make that choice. I was only planning to stay for one full day because our flight back to Manila was the next day. So we had to move fast. The first, in my opinion, the most underrated viewpoint is by Sumlang Lake. We hopped on a tricycle to get there. The place was packed with locals, with not a single foreigner in sight, which was pretty cool. Actually, some locals looked really surprised to see us there. Take, for example, this photo of our tricycle driver with a "what the heck are you doing here" kind of face. There wasn't much to do, so once we had enough of the splendid view, we headed to our hotel. At this point, I started to realize how chaotic the traffic was, and it didn't feel safe. At all. Moreover, it seemed like there was a hierarchy on the road, with trucks and buses at the top of the chain and all other species, especially pedestrians, somewhere at the bottom. But that was just the beginning, and we had the chance to experience more of it a bit later, especially during our trip to Batat on a night bus. We booked the place we were staying right upon arrival. We weren't too picky about where to stay for just one night, so we were fine with basic conditions. But what I didn't realize was that their idea of basic was a bit different. For instance, there was no warm water, but hey, at least they had an air conditioner that, to our luck, survived the Second World War. But none of that could spoil our vacation. Our flight wasn't until later in the evening, so we decided to squeeze in one more spot with a killer view of the volcano, the Cagsawa ruins. But before we get any further, let me give you a quick historical background, so you know why this place is crowded with tourists. Among the trees, you'll see the remains of the Cagsawa church, with its tall bell tower against Mount Mayon. It survived a huge eruption in 1814, which was the worst ever for the volcano. This eruption buried 5 towns, including Tagasawa, and killed over 2,000 people. The only thing left from that time is the Cagsawa ruins, which even survived a big typhoon in 2006. But Mount Mayon, oh, it's still there. With its picture-perfect cone shape, it'll stop you in your tracks. But don't be fooled by its beauty. This volcano means business, regularly reminding us of its power with its eruptions. In fact, its most recent eruption occurred in July 2021, when it spewed ash and lava, serving as a stark reminder of its active nature. According to local legend, the volcano rarely shows its cone, and it's said to be seen only by those who are kind-hearted. We felt lucky to see it twice. Well, Mr. Mayon, we sure grew to like you too. But it was time to set off to our next destination, Batad Rice Terraces.